It's the beach scene that we see every single time, but it's always altered in one way at least. The bright white sunlight was reflecting off the surface of the blue ocean. I'm beginning to notice that they really do skip days, because clearly that many days did not pass. Visiting the beach really is the embodiment of summer.
海だな。ああ、海だね。海だよな。ああ、海だとも。海と来たらまずやることは一つだよな。ああ、もちろんだともしんちゃん。さあ、今こそ一緒に。海！
皆さん、なんと言ったら。
That's okay, we were kind of ready for it. I don't think this qualifies as a family vacation anymore. Are we going to be okay?
お二人とも元気ですよね。元気でいいの？こういう場合の言葉って。お二人ともすっかり砂浜の人気者ですわね。視線を独り占めしてます。とりあえずあの二人の荷物は別の場所に分けとくわね。仲間って思われたくないし。
Everyone nodded in agreement. Anyway, Mayumi.
何？
What about your extra lessons? Don't you have them every day?
今年の夏風邪は厳しいのですよ。しっかり治しておきませんと。
I see, so you're treating it by tanning in the warm air? I'm sure the doctor who diagnosed you will be very popular.
風邪をひいたら温めないとね。
I could picture Miss B's beautiful smile in my mind.
それじゃあ陣地の準備は俺様たちがしておくから、女性陣は着替えてきてくれ。
Seriously, of all the characters, Miss B is gonna be like... I don't even know. Just... least relevant character in all of this. She's just kind of the standard teacher, that's it. Nothing further than that. Like, the other characters also get their own moments and all that. Even freaking Asa Senpai's mother got a role in her route a bit. Even Itsuki got a role in Primla's route towards the end. And Griya Senpai has her role every now and then, sort of, kind of. Sort of. And Mayumi bit as well. But then you got Miss B. Absolutely no purpose other than to be the teacher.
さすが緑葉くん、女の子には気が利くじゃない？ですけど。
大丈夫大丈夫。女性は準備に時間がかかるからね。早く行ってくるといいよ。
It's okay, I'll make sure you won't come in peaks, so don't worry.
さすが土見くん、よくお分かりで。それじゃお願いね、りんちゃん。僕たち着替えてきちゃうから。
They all headed for the changing room with their bags. Those two pathetic, that's like, I'm gonna catch you now! Let's get things ready then. Can you get the blanket from the bag? Think we'll have enough space for everyone? Maybe we should have asked them to help us a little more. They sure aren't making themselves useful at the moment.
ほら、ナボ捕まえられるものなら捕まえてみなよ、しんちゃん。
Never mind, please stay away from us.
ダメだね。相変わらず分かってないな、リンは。
It becomes increasingly difficult to believe that those two are kings of their own worlds. Huh? What?
これだけ綺麗どころの揃った婦人。この海水浴場中探したところで他にはないよ。日本中探したところであるかどうか。だとしたら、1分1秒でも早く、その魅力的な水着姿を晒してもらわないと、周囲の皆さんにも失礼じゃないか。
The others? Wow! I caught on when I looked around. This was a very popular beach and there were plenty of people. But most of the guys were looking in our direction. To be specific, they were looking at the girls who went to the changing
理
room.
解したかい？
You just throw a chunk of meat to the wolves. How many times have you done this now? Jesus Christ.
それを守るのが騎士の役目だろ、ナイト様。
He slapped me on the back like he was having fun. He was planning to make me do all the work.
大丈夫。夏のメモリー記憶装置はバッチリだから。
How many cameras did you bring anyway?
使い捨てからデジタル、一眼レフに8ミリビデオ、何でも来いさ。
So, 4 cameras? He was a professional, alright.
お待たせしました。
The girls came back in about 15 minutes. I'd already seen their swimming suits at the pool, but the girls really were all beauties. More than half of the people at the beach were watching them. Really hard to read this damn font. Indeed. It's so perfect it's almost scary.
やっぱり俺様の見立ては完璧だね。
But in this case it might be too perfect.
七味くんも緑葉くんもあまり女の子を弛緩しないように。前かがみになってたりしたら遠慮なく攻撃するからね。
そういうセリフはさ。
It's Suki alternated between looking at Primla and Mayumi.
何？
せめてプリムラちゃんを超えてから言おうよ。負けてるでしょ、サイズ。
リムちゃん、美乳同盟を結成しましょう。浜辺の限定的な視線を私たちで独占よ。
Are you sure you want to do that? I guess I'll go get changed too. She's like Shuffle's version of Konatar, or maybe, no, the other way around really, probably. Which came first? I think possibly Shuffle. Probably. Did I read that last line?
リー君は泳がないの？
Wait, so is it like Narin Israel and Shiazra both have the same beach scene then? I'm exhausted, so I like to rest a while.
リン様、どうぞ。
That Renee handed me a cold can of juice. Thanks. By the way, do you have oceans in the old world?
ちゃんとあるよ。こことはちょっと変わってるけど。
Different how?
深海の海はこんなにしょっぱくないの。話には聞いてたけど、びっくり。魔界の海もですね。それから魔界の海には波がないんです。
You know, in a world of devils, you'd think the, oceans would be chaotic, but it just sounds like they're pretty chill.
慣れてないせいだと思うんですけど、人間界の海は入るのがちょっと怖いです。
I'm used to the water being red. Now, it's probably just like this, only without the waves. I don't know. That sounds interesting. I wish I could see such unusual oceans.
じゃあ次は行こうよ。穴場があるんだから。
That would be great. It'll be a little vacation.
リン君だったら大歓迎だし。それもいいですけれど、とりあえずは目の前の海に入りませんか？
No, I was swimming until just a moment ago.
リン様、健康そうですから大丈夫です。海に来たんですから泳がないともったいないですよ。そうそう、もう一泳ぎ行きましょう。
They tangled their arms around mine on both sides and stood up energetically. They then proceeded to drag me to the shore. Hey, wait! I need to recuperate!
海の中で心の回復しよう。回復でしたら後でもできますよ。なんだったら回復呪文かけてあげるけど。
So if I collapse, he'll revive me, then put me back to work. Don't you think this is a torture?
言いません。
That is torture, really, isn't it? It's kind of like a video game, really, isn't it? I can't remember where it was, We had like something where like Mario constantly dying and knowing each time. He's just like, no, don't make me jump down there. No, no! Just like, God damn it, stop making me doing that, you sadistic bastard. I think this is a scene that has Korea-senpai, isn't it? Ma!
Yeah. 実は
はい！
そうではい
はい！
それ
It's a good way of getting a high-pitched voice going. Say,
ありがとうございます。それで
はい！
はいまるで
Hey! It's weird, really. I mean, my usual tone of voice is usually quite a deep tone to it. And then all of a sudden, hey! By the time I finished reading the magazine at the bookstore, it was already near. I was simply trying to kill a little time, but I guess I stayed a lot longer than I thought. I stretched and headed out. I want to go straight home. Do I have any errands to run? I'm trying to remember. No, I think we need some spices. I'm already here, so I might as well. Maybe I'll go shopping. I decided to pick up some old groceries while I was at it and headed to the supermarket. No, because they only have like the cafe for like the background. We can't really see just how big the Sunlight Way actually is. The anime probably shows a bit more, but in this we just get that one thing. Once there, I spotted a familiar girl. Let me guess, reverse sheet.
どっちにしよ
Or is it a regular sheet? You're reusing CG, I see. Agonizing between two packages, she reminded me of when we were reunited 2 months ago. It's exactly the same CG. She is so domestic. I smiled and walked over to her. You can't decide again, Shia?
う。リンくんだ。リンくんもお買い物
Yeah, actually, I came on my own. It's the only way I can get Kylie to let me do the shopping.
かえちゃんらしい。
So, what were you looking at this time?
今日の晩ご飯カレーで行くことにしたんだけど、具をお肉で行くか、それともお魚で行くべきかで。うちはお肉好きとお魚好きが半分半分だから、こういう時に困っちゃうんです。
Half and half? There are 5 people in your family, right?
1名は何でも好きな問題外。
I see. So, which do you like?
私はお魚派。だけど昨日もお魚だったから2日連続になっちゃうし、いっそのこと開き直って具なしっていうのも。
Hey, we aren't talking about a school cafeteria now. A fish dish and seafood curry are different. Why don't you make what you want? Your father won't complain.
やっぱりそうかな。よーし、それじゃあ決定。今日の晩ご飯はシーフードカレーで。
Seafood curry. I didn't even know there was such a thing, really. I just have like regular old curry. By that, I mean I don't even really know the ingredients.
向こうにね、3パックセットで安いのがあったの。どうせだったらまとめて買っちゃわない？リンくん。
You're so on top of your household finances, I'm impressed. Still, it's not like you don't have money though, right?
安く買えるに越したことはないもん。裕福だからこそ節約はしっかりしないとね。
You'll make a great
リン
wife.
くんもらってくれます？
I shouldn't have said that.
ごめんね、荷物まで持ってもらっちゃって。
It's kind of my mindset, really. Just like with money, like I try to not use my money as too much. Usually it would go like towards bills if need be. But at the same time, it's like, you know, it'd be good to save some of that up as well, you know, on the side. That's kind of my way of looking at it, I guess. Don't worry, they're not that heavy anyway.
男の子ってすごいな。私いつもフラフラなのに。
To me, seeing you kind of cooking and doing laundry is more impressive.
それはほら、もう趣味みたいなものだから。
Even as hobbies, they require a great skill and impressive physical strength.
慣れちゃえばそうでもないと思うけど、レン君も少しやってみます？
Actually, I tried cooking once before, but it ended up as a science experiment. I think it's better if I pass. How could you be that bad at cooking, man? I'm an amateur. I haven't freaking cooked, like, much of anything really outside of, like, you know, stuff that doesn't really need to be cooked for quite a few years now. But when I did it just perfectly fine. I'm just baffled how people can, like, screw it up. I guess maybe they don't follow the instructions clearly enough, or what?
偉いのかダメなのか分かりにくい発言だね。ついちゃった。
So I guess that Rin would have made Mystery Food X, as Yosuke would put it, for Persona 4. Actually, I haven't uploaded the part that has that scene yet.
もう少し一緒にいたかったんだけど。
I saw Shia's face in the sunset, her smile tinged with a little sadness intrigued me. We have school tomorrow, right? Do you want to go somewhere afterward?
いいの？
I don't have any plans, only it's fun hanging out with you.
だったら私の部屋がいいな。
Your room?
二人でね、一緒にいたいなって。
Oh, I'm sure one of those scenes will not happen when that comes to be.
やっぱりダメかな。
Well, if that's what you want, then sure. Shia's face brightened up immediately.
それじゃあ明日学校が終わったら待ってるね。
Sure, I'll be there. Now, if it isn't gonna lead to one of those scenes, I'll be surprised. I'll be like, well played, game, well played. You win this round. You like, my guess was off. What happened to the sadness I saw until just a few minutes ago? She skipped through the gate with such light steps. And you know, usually after the first one of those scenes, usually is when shit gets real. Shortly afterward, you know? And then shit gets even more real after the second one.
楓、今日は洗濯やめた方がいいと思う。
I think we should just throw it out the window instead.
天気予報か何かやってます？多分もっと確実。リンがこんな時間に起きてる。
What do you mean by that?
楓は偉いっていう意味。
I'm sorry, Kaede-san. Thank you for always taking care of me.
いいんですよ、リムちゃん。今日は登校日なんです。
Was I supposed to pour in a bit more emotion for that line?
登校日？はい、夏休み中でも学校に行かなければいけない日です。だからいつも通りに起きないといけないんです。
You know, it sucks for me. I'm definitely not a morning person these days. I'm a night person, man. I'm always awake in the night. Usually when I try to sleep in the night, it never happens.
リン、やっぱり正常。用がある時しか早起きしない。
That's a bit like me as well. When I have to, fine. If I don't have to, it's like, oh, fuck it, I don't care. I'm going back to bed. Which I never do, really, because usually I find myself lying in bed for 2 hours before saying, ah, fuck it.
でも、起こしに行く前に降りてきてくれたのは、ちょっぴりびっくりしましたけど。リン、病気？
I felt like I was being abused. Had I screwed something up?
ああ、なんだ。お前らのことだから別段気にはしてなかったが、やっぱり気にする必要なかったようだな。
Despite being a school day, there wasn't anything special happening. The only thing we had was homeroom, and it left me wondering what the point in coming in at all was.
全員元気で何よりだ。まあ若干一名ばかし気にしたいやつはいるが。緑葉、裁判沙汰にはなってないだろうな。
いやー、いくらなんでもそんなバカな真似はしませんよ。ちゃんと処理はしてきましたから安心してください。
後で詳細なレポートにまとめて提出しろよ。本当に安心できるかしっかりチェックしてやる。
俺様の華麗な処理法に思わず惚れてしまったりしないでくださいよ。
惚れたくなるような内容であることを期待させてもらうね。
The day ended after the usual banter and some mornings, as I expected, it was a meaningless day.
それじゃあまあ、夏休みも残り半分、ゴロゴロしてないで有意義な使い方を考えるように。といったところで、そんな使い方をしてるやつ、毎年片手で数えられるくらいしかいないけどな。
Looking at you, Tsuki, I'm guessing.
夕日に染まった砂浜を東大まで泣きながら全速で走っていくような生徒が欲しいよ。
Yeah, dream on. I rang the strange doorbell on the front gate. Shear's voice welcomed me. We haven't heard from Reverse Shear in how long now? Her voice sounded more cheerful than at the academy, and she invited me into her room.
お待たせしました。
She entered with a tray in her hands. She put a cup of tea in front of me, and I took a sip. The fragrant aroma filled my mouth. Is this rose? I thought it was a regular black tea.
はい、ローズティーと、それから頑張って挑戦してみました。シナモンクッキー。実は、お菓子類ってあんまり作ったことなかったりして。
But they're good. The color and flavor are great.
それの数倍の失敗作が。
It's you we're talking about, so it couldn't have been that bad.
まあ、食べられないこともないので、下で処理してもらってます。
If it's him, I think it'll be more than just being taken care of.
うまいぞー。
That was awkward. He's so easy to figure out.
お恥ずかしい父で。
Could say that about my parents if, like, I had a friend over. I can see why, like, my sister doesn't bring her friends and all that down to the house very often. So to stay for dinner too.
いえいえ、こちらこそお粗末様でした。残さず食べてもらえて感激です。
Liked it. I loved it. It was delicious.
また夢が一つ叶ってしまいました。
Dream?
リンくんのためにご飯を作ってあげたかった。
You've always done that, though.
あれはカイちゃんの代わりで、だからカウントしないの。
But don't you think that's too small a dream, though?
そうでもないよ。その分、夢がたくさんあったから、贅沢なことに。リンくんに会いたかった。リンくんとお話ししたかった。リンくんと一緒にご飯を食べたかった。リン、
Oops.
でも、ほとんどみんな叶っちゃっ
Her smile turned a bit sad.
た。だから、そろそろいいかなって。
About time for what?
なんでもない。
Her sad face made me extremely concerned. I almost felt so scared that I couldn't let go of her. My feelings towards Sheer were vague until now, but they were rapidly starting to become clearer. At the academy outside and in this room, all kinds of her expressions came to my mind. No. If I stayed, I probably wouldn't be able to control myself. I called it! I totally called it! Was this on her wish list as well? Probably. It was just like, well, that escalated quickly. They haven't so much as kissed. I mean, if that happens right there, it's like, wow, man, you skipped a bit there, didn't you? I wouldn't want to let go of her, and I'd be out of control. I tried to make her mine. My sense of reason tried to keep me in control. I couldn't stay here any longer. If I cared about Shia, then I couldn't stay. It's getting late, so I'll get going now. Well, if you do end up in one of those scenes, it's just awkward because they're not the only ones in the house, you know, and I can just totally imagine her dad just walking in concerned about the noise. I stood up slowly, trying to control myself.
そうだね。いつの間にかこんな時間。リンくん、今日はありがとうね。
She got up to see me off. Same here, thank you. We were both forcing smiles. With fake smiles on our faces, we parted ways. My hand started quietly opening the door.
リンくん
What? She has suddenly called out to me. I turned around. She grabbed onto my hand in midair. Her small hand was holding onto mine. Then, seeing my face, she realized what she was doing.
ごめんね。なんでもないの。
She looked away feebly. Her hand relaxed, but she still didn't let go.
リンくんのってあったかいね。
Now, the moment of truth will be what music track will play. This sad mutter clearly wasn't hers. Shia, what's the matter?
本当にあったかい。
She put my hand on her cheek and muttered lovingly. Then, oh,
リンくん。
a dramatic scene. I was wrong. She embraced me while calling for me with a shaky voice. She firmly held my body. She was grabbing hold of me for dear life as if trying to escape her darkest fears. So I don't know what's going on here, but it's a completely different scene to what I was expecting, you know, from previous routes, how stuff goes on. Shit, did something happen?
何もないです。
Whenever... You gonna say it
何も
again?
ないの。
Whenever someone says it's nothing, it's nothing, it's nothing, it's nothing, that means there's totally something, and they're not gonna tell you because they're just like, I don't know. I don't know why. But it's clearly something. Her body was trembling, yet she wouldn't tell me what was wrong. Don't you just hate that? She's like, be a bit more honest, man. She just shook her head while grabbing onto my body. I didn't see her usual cheerfulness or her smile. She looked weak and fragile. I felt like if I looked away, she might disappear. She was reduced to trembling.
嫌です。
What, is that it?
隠したく
I keep thinking like they're delaying, like pausing for a long time, but nope.
こんなにあったかいのに。
Damn it, see? I did that.
ここにいたいのに。
Everything just pause. I usually, like, I'll wait and there's nothing after it. Or I click too soon and there was something after it. It's annoying.
けど。だけどそれじゃ。
I didn't see any tears, but I could tell she was crying. I didn't know why she was sad, but I could tell that she desired me. Shit. All of a sudden, I felt scared. I was scared that this girl who was holding on to me would disappear without even a sound. Why? That's kind of out of nowhere, isn't it? It was different from how I felt until that moment. I was clearly terrified. You can tell by the way I'm reading this, so now it was my turn. I firmly held her in my embrace. It wasn't sexual by any means. You've got the guess wrong. I simply embraced her as a man who had found this girl to be precious. I chose Shia. Oh, you liar! You lied! Oh, nothing sexual or anything, you know. Don't cover it up, man. That music indicates. Our bodies fell onto the bed. There wasn't any resistance. Shia smiled and nodded.
リンくん。
Well, I guess it's gonna be another scene to skip through then. But will there be any plot within it like Primla's one did awkwardly? Who knows? If I hear the music change in the scene as I skip through it, then I'll have to freaking reload. So I might as well, like, make a quick save here, I suppose. I said. Well, load. Just to be on the safe side. I said save. Edit time. Okay, so I was going through the scene, and then I just like randomly noticed two things. One, a bit into it, seems to well, this pretty much just pops up, and I was just like, this is just random as balls, man. Shia, wait, don't push on my face. Oh man, it's just like, oh, everything else perfectly fine, but a kiss? No! Alright, I apologize. Get your hands off me. She finally snapped out of it and took her hand off my face. Seriously. And then later on she says something about, I'm pretty sure they're referring to reverse shear, but then she's like, it's nothing and all that, but I can't remember how it was worded. I could, you know, just edit it, blank out the screen for that. What she says was, it's because she wants to kiss. Eh? And she says, sorry, it's nothing. So, obviously, must be referring to reverse shear, that's my guess. Well, anyways, back to edit.